guys, welcome back to Air Tycoon 5. Last time we left off when we hit 50k profit. As you can see, I'm 42k profit now. And unfortunately, the reason for that is apparently this game has a terrible autosave. So, unfortunately, I wasn't aware that the autosave might not be reliable, and we rolled back a little bit. So, yeah, unfortunately, we're in the past. I forgot to, I guess, manually save, so to say. Um, So yeah, in the past we are not a big deal. We should quite easily be able to kind of bring it back to the way it was before in just a few turns. So let me just kind of prep that. And let's see, we have 80k in the bank, so we're probably going to need to lease some more planes. So there's a 747, and we'll just spend the rest of the money on a couple Tupolevs, our good old pattern. All this looks good, Perfect. Okay, do I have any planes right now? Oh, yes, I do have one. So, I'm gonna want to go ahead and make a stopover route out of that. See, where can we stop to? Sao Paulo? Yeah, it looks good. Just go ahead and do that. Set the price to 1.3. Perfect. And yeah, so what are you guys thinking? So, basically, yeah, I'm recording now, but as you can hear, there is no background music because last episode I realized it was a bit too loud. You can still hear my voice, but I think it's not an ideal experience to try and hear anything through that. So, no music on this episode. I don't know how you guys think about that, but yeah, for me, I realized, like, if I can't do music, right, what am I going to try and do to keep these episodes lively? Now, one thing I'm thinking of doing on the computer, because on the computer, I have a much higher control over the audio quality, I guess. Like, I have a much better control over the sound levels, the sound level. What else? I'm sure I had more things in my head. Yeah, I have finer control over the sound, the balance. I can, maybe even do some editing, but like all that stuff is not really things I really want to be looking to do on the phone. So it's like, should I start recording these on the computer? So I was basically messing around with it this morning. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have a proper mic, so I would just be using my actual cell phone as the microphone, which is not a big deal. It works. It works, so why not? And the quality of my phone mic is honestly actually quite decent, especially when it's just sitting there like quietly on the table, not being moved around or held in my hands and occasionally covered up or something like that. So yeah, using the phone mic honestly isn't a terribly bad thing. So yeah, I'm not really sure if I should start doing that. So yeah, it looks like I was just a couple turns behind. So that's not too bad. The autosave didn't lose me too much. Yeah, so thinking of recording on my computer like that, I just have to work out a lot of things. One thing is this game doesn't seem to want to sync. So it wants me to rebuy the game on the computer. I'm like, nah. And I couldn't get it to sync. And in front of that, I don't have this save file. So I don't know if I can dig through my Android files and then load it onto the emulator I'm using to run this game on my computer or something like that. But this is all probably just technical jargon you guys don't really care about. So, anyways, on a side note, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, we're just trying to recover the position we had last time, and I think we're about there. What is this? 51k, so pretty good. Looking at my routes, they're all doing pretty good, especially the 747s, and then the Tupolevs are here basically just as a formality. They're not really to make money. They are just to... They really just feel like they're there to occupy slots and stuff like that. Not occupy slots, but allow me to lease more 747s. I think this is really closing in on the best starting strategy in terms of increasing net profit, though I'm really not sure about it when it comes to other factors, such as, is it actually the fastest way to increase value because you're losing out so much on value initially from leasing such large planes? Like every time you do, it kills a whole bunch of value for every 747 lease. So I'm not sure if you ever kind of have a catch up where you actually catch up to the people fast enough to make it worth it. Like, I don't know, I guess the only way to find out is to actually try. So yeah, what's we're gonna be doing? This episode, my goal is just to hit 100k profit. So I'm not really sure how long that'll take. Maybe if these episodes are too long, I know the last one was 46 minutes long. I'm gonna have to try and cut down on that because I know for a fact that the average viewership is not that long. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find a way to keep the video length down a bit because, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would watch an entire 40-minute video of somebody playing Air Tycoon. Maybe unless I was really bored, but yeah, but I still want to be able to include the clips of me getting to that profit. So yeah, I guess I have to choose between editing and making a long video, and you know which one of those I'm gonna choose. I hate editing. Could do Helsinki or something like that. I mean, why not? I mean, the point of this is just to occupy the Tupolevs, you know, give them something to do, as they allow me to lease more 747s. I feel like this is almost abuse of the system, yeah. Anyways, pass this turn. Boom, 5.6k. I have no idea if I'm doing worse or better than the previous run. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. The World Traveler's going up. My company value is finally starting to inch back up. If we take a look at profit, I'm pretty sure we're probably having these guys beat 35k. You know, they're not too far behind actually. So who knows? Maybe it wasn't worth sacking the value like this, but it is pretty nice to have 747s, which are making, like, what is this, 6k on half of a stopover? Like, that's pretty ridiculous numbers right there. So where are my planes? Where's my planes? Boeing lease. Wow, I don't have any leases available. Alright, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and buy some Tupolevs. Man, like, the funny thing is I'm going to still be using these Tupolevs by the 80s. Because I won't have had the chance to replace them yet. So, you know, even in the 80s, my company is just still going to have a bunch of Tupolevs zipping about, you know? Alright, so let's do London, Mumbai, and something like Mexico City. Mexico City is a bit bigger than the previous, so we can do Phoenix because it's more similar size, and I might get 4 schedules out of this. Yeah, 4 schedules, so that means we're on a more efficient. I mean, if you go down to only 3 schedules at this kind of range, you're not going to be making too much money from your 747s, and it makes a big difference when you get 3 or 4 schedules. Of course, it's like 25% when you get that extra kilometer, which pushes it to only 3 schedules a week, which is why I think it'd be more realistic if it was something like schedules per month. Because, yeah, that way it would be more realistic. Anyway, did I just buy slots in Liverpool by accident? Okay. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to use them, but, do I have any other planes now? Nope. Alright, go ahead and pass the month. I think it's time to, buy fuel, if I haven't for a while. So, let's see, where is this? Fuel. All my employees are still satisfied, which is nice. How's Paris coming along? Paris, 12k, not costing us too much. Where the frick is the fuel? Oh, do I never build a fuel tank? Alright, this needs to be fixed. Let's just max it out so we don't have to worry about it too often. And this is definitely worth getting. And so is this. Yeah, let's fill up the fuel tanks, yo. Let's play with fuel, because I think that's a little something extra to do on the side, I guess. It should be efficient, so let's go ahead and max that out. And do I have any planes? Couple Tupolevs. I can afford another one, so might as well buy it. These used to be 16 million in Air Tycoon Online too, which was an incredible, like, it was incredibly more abusable at that price than it is now, and it is already still quite abusable. So, yeah, imagine that. Oh, like 1.15. Yeah, for some reason the Tupolevs don't do well on max price at all, or not max price, but even a reasonable price like 1.3. I'd say 1.3. I mean, like, I think in Air Tycoon Online 2, you'd often charge 1.6 or so. The margin was way bigger. Or 1 was that. I think that was Air Tycoon Online 1, where you charge between 1.5 and 1.6 quite often and do well. You just use the smallest plane possible, use that, and make a huge margin, but that's not the best way to play anymore, unfortunately. So, next month, let's see how much we save on fuel. 82k, so this episode's not going to be too long, which is perfect, I guess. Let's see, can I add upgrades to the leased planes? No, I can't, unfortunately. 2 more 747s. I don't even know what I'm going to do with them, yo. I really don't. Alright, let's just... Yeah, just, kind of finish off with the 124 routes in Europe. Yeah, this is the great thing about the Tupolev 124, is you literally just connect anything. I mean, later on, I guess we're just going to use these smallest 737s for these routes, because they're not going to be particularly profitable. Again, what kind of plane would be good for these routes? I have no idea. What is nice, though, is because I don't have to request every time I log on, I can just request a whole bunch at once, right? With the way the requests are basically instant, with your ability to pass the turn on your own. Like, I feel like I'm going to be able to use a lot more variety of planes than I'm usually used to. Which is going to mean I'm going to be able to more accurately pick a plane for each route, which is pretty nice. In my mind, like, of course right now I'm just using the 747s because they're the only large plane that is worth leasing when I'm, running Tupolevs I don't really want just to be able to buy them, so... Yeah, this is nice, this is nice. I think I'm gonna start shooting ahead now. Okay, I'm still comfortably bottom, but I think I'm comfortably on top when it comes to profit. Let's take a look. Yeah, 40k, while they're struggling around 40k. I know I have London, so, hard to compare London to all the other hubs. Yeah, I'm incredibly biased towards London. Like, in any airline simulator game, literally no matter what it is, I like to start in London because the central location combined with the, like, it's equidistant to the main populated centers of the world, or it's at least in range with, pretty traditional planes. Plus the insanely high passenger numbers just make it the most powerful hub in the world. What happened to my profit? Ah, it must be my fuel. Or not, it doesn't have to be my fuel, but what happened? It could be my staff. No, they're still satisfied. And I still have fuel, so... I don't know what that's about. Why did my profit go down by so much? minus 6k. I guess I did just put on 2 leases for 747s without adding any 747 routes. And that could be the reason. What other cities are there around here which are in range? Belgrade? We're really slipping down the list of relevant cities, eh? Alright, London to Belgrade. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to get a big spider web out of London. I wonder how Paris is doing. I really need the new hubs. I should start planning for a hub beyond that now, so probably New York. So I'm going to start investing in New York. Hold on. Where is it? New York. NN. New York. Let's go ahead and drop some investment. Like maybe 3k. You're not really enough to notice on the bank, but definitely enough to notice on the speed. And then Los Angeles, I probably want to drop a few points into. Alright, that looks pretty good. And for the inventory, can I lease a 747? The eternal question, the answer is yes. I'm not even sure what I'm going to be doing with these 747s because I am really quickly running out. Fastly, I was literally about to say fastly. I'm really quickly running out of great cities to use. So let me check how ones like Shenzhen are doing, slightly smaller ones. And they're doing fine, like flat 100s. So I shouldn't be worrying about using slightly smaller cities. I mean, I still got cities like New Delhi, so where else can I use? Let's see. Johannesburg and Cape Town are both quite usable, so I'm going to use Johannesburg first, slightly bigger. In real life, Johannesburg to London is, I believe, one of the highest, like, kind of long-range domestic traffic route, or not long-range, I said long-range international domestic. I'm pretty sure I just said that. Obviously, I didn't mean that. What I meant to say is it has some of the highest passenger counts in the world, I believe, for the range it's at. I think over 10,000 people a day. What the frick? No, that's not what I wanted to do. London, stopover. In Boston. Is that like too sharp or something like that? Can I? Oh, I have no planes. What am I even thinking, guys? What am I even thinking? I was so confused why I couldn't find the button to make it work. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't figure that out quickly. I mean, I play this game a lot. Yeah, I also can't figure out why. Okay, never mind. Just pass the turn, forget about it. And, ooh, that profit is really taking a hit. We're down to 66k again, guys. I think we're starting to get affected by the fluctuation. The natural fluctuation of passengers. I think I've started to reach that point where not all my routes are full anymore. Oh my god, I clicked the same stopover instead of passenger button again. This better make 4 schedules. Please make 4. Yep. 1.3, 1.3, and 1.3. Let's go ahead and fix this up too. Okay, nice. Detroit is looking decent, so let's do like Detroit to London, and then stop to Delhi. That should also give 4 schedules. That gives 5? Sweet, that gives 5 schedules. 747 is fast. Gonna need some more slots. Where are we stopping again? New Delhi, right. Oh. Nope, that's not a route I want to make. Yeah, something interesting about this game, compared to real life at least, is in real life, there's plenty of routes like this where there's not even close to that much demand. Like, imagine, like, I mean, Chicago to Beijing in real life is a route which wasn't enough to even work um, with a 787. So, like, one of the smallest planes which can fly that far. It didn't work. It was losing hell of money. Well, like, for American Airlines at least. I think there's probably Chinese airlines which fly the same route and it works. Uh, but in terms of realism, right? There's plenty of like routes which are just way too skinny in real life to work. Yet there's also plenty of routes in real life where there's just an insane concentration of demand. Like for example, London to Johannesburg or Hong Kong to Taipei. Or Osaka to Tokyo, for example, which can support an unreal amount of traffic. Yet we don't see that in airline simulators. So, or most airline simulators like Air Tycoon Online, that's where Airway Sim comes in to be an extremely interesting game. Is Airway Sim is a game which is based off of real life demand. I have no idea how they got the information, like demand information from real life, but they have it, and it seems quite accurate to be honest. So it makes it a really, really, really fun game to play, basically. Because where you'd expect there to be demand, there is demand. Like, you would expect London to other Commonwealth countries to have extremely high demand, or to other English-speaking places. That's something which makes sense, and it's reflected in the game, which I think is really awesome. And it's just unfortunate that games like Air Tycoon um, just simply don't have the ability to recreate that. Not because the game is bad, but just because the game wasn't designed around a concept like that. And I think something like a hybrid between those two games would be something really fun. Like a game where you can kind of shape your own cities. Like, okay, my train of thought is probably hard to follow right now. What I'm saying is, I really like demand models which are realistic, but the unrealistic also lets you kind of make your airline in a way which is different from real life, which is obviously a bit more interesting than just having to emulate real life. I mean, like, it's almost like a job, basically. So, what I think would be fun is based on where you decide to open routes, um, you can kind of shift the demand slightly. Your airline has an effect, especially if you offer lower costs, of where demand travels through. So, if there's a lot of demand from Asia to Europe, for example, or Australia. Let's say this is a primary perfect example. Australia to Europe has a lot of demand in real life, okay, but nobody flies direct because it's too far. So a lot of people used to fly on European airlines between Europe and Australia, and they would stop somewhere in between. Nowadays, the Gulf carriers and Singapore Airlines and other Asian carriers basically occupy all that demand. They're able to offer better services for cheaper, and people choose that instead. So, what I think would be cool is if your airline could basically, you could choose the city to transfer through. I mean, you could choose to transfer through, any city and like upgrade the airport there yourself and kind of build an airline that way. And I don't think it works in this game, but it would be super cool if it did. And unfortunately, it doesn't. So, do I have tons of planes right now? No, I don't. Okay, guys, I know I'm a bit short of my goal, but I'm losing my voice. I need to drink some water. So I think I'm going to call it here for this episode. Sorry I didn't reach the goal. Yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.